Well, let's talk about the forecast now. It's about as lousy as it gets outside right now. Cold, rainy, some ice starting to, freezing rain starting to happen. Scott, tell us all about this.
You know what? I agree with you that it's certainly going to be a raw evening, but I'll tell you, I'll take a cold rain over a cold freezing rain any day, right? Not exactly the best weather to get out and run any errands tonight. Rain's going to continue to build in. What was scattered now quickly becoming widespread, and where you start to see some of these pinks, blues, and purples, that's where we've got that mix of frozen precipitation. Key takeaway is right now temperatures are largely above freezing, so no issues at the immediate time. We've had some pockets of some sleet mixing in with the rain at times. You may hear that a little bit out there. With those temperatures, though, hovering above freezing by several degrees, I wouldn't expect any travel issues, at least as of right now. If we are to have any, it's likely to be in northwest Arkansas, likely overnight tonight. Here in the River Valley, rain's getting ready to build back into the Fort Smith area between Sallisaw, Clarksville, that I-40 corridor. Rain's going to continue to get more steady, and at times it's actually going to get heavy. In Scott County, we'd have a little bit of elevation there. We probably had a little bit of thunder sleet. There is some lightning out there, nothing severe expected, but if you hear any rumbles of thunder, don't be too alarmed. This is Futurecast, 10 o'clock tonight. Widespread rain. A good clip of it's probably going to be more moderate to heavy at times, so a good soaking rain for many of us. Hone in on those temperatures. We're watching those thermometers really closely this evening. A lot of this starts to exit the area by, let's say, mid-morning tomorrow. Tomorrow's not entirely dry, though. In fact, I expect a few scattered showers to return back to the area by, let's say, lunchtime, late morning, early afternoon. Could have a mix there again in parts of Benton, Carroll counties. That wave exits. The second half of tomorrow likely is dry, but then round number 2, getting ready to move back into the area. This is Wednesday, 5 a.m. Rain for the most part. Again, cold rain. We're focusing in on those temperatures. We're marginally above that freezing mark in parts of northwest Arkansas, specifically those higher elevations out there. The freezing line, for the most part, stays off to our north, where there's going to be some more snow in parts of Kansas, Missouri, even northeast Oklahoma. A lot of this exiting by midday on Wednesday. So in terms of tonight's ice potential, overall, it's pretty minimal. About 1/10 of an inch can be expected in Carroll, Madison counties. I'll give you some context to what 1/10 of an inch may look like. I wouldn't rule out a thin glaze from Bentonville, Rogers, into parts of eastern Washington, even as far south as northern Franklin and northern Johnson County, but a thin glaze probably not going to cause too many issues. When it comes to that 1/10 of an inch, we're in that nuisance category. Sure, there could be a couple of slick spots. Bet on it, especially in those higher elevations. They're not going to be widespread. Most of our roads are going to be fine. If you go out and look at some tree limbs real closely, you might notice a thin layer of a glaze there in Carroll, Madison, maybe eastern Benton, eastern Washington. It's really where we've got this winter weather advisory into effect. When you talk about winter weather alerts, there's 3 primary alerts. Advisory watch warning. We're on the lower end, so not necessarily a big deal for many of us, but certainly some isolated impacts out there where we have elevation cooling us down just a little bit. By Wednesday, round number 2, mostly a cold rain again for many of us. If there is to be a mix, here's where it would be. Pretty similar to where it's out there happening tonight, right? Not going to cause a lot of road issues. Temperatures coming in a degree or 2 warmer, and that's a good trend. If we can get those even 2 to 3 degrees warmer, I'm going to feel even better about it. Rain forecast about 1/2 inch to 1 inch north of Interstate 40. That's good news for us. 1 to 2 inches south of I-40. That's good news for us as well. We could certainly use a good soaking rain. Big story once this second round moves through. By Thursday, the real cold air finally arrives. Wind chill values over the next few days are going to look like this. By Thursday morning, single digits northwest Arkansas, teens and low 20s in the River Valley. So winter is certainly returning slowly but surely. We'll keep a weather impact alert in effect for northwest Arkansas tomorrow and Wednesday. I don't expect widespread winter weather impacts, but I do anticipate some localized slick spots out there going into tomorrow morning, probably again Wednesday morning, especially there in those higher elevations. Maybe a flurry or 2 Thursday. Don't count on it to be a big deal. It'll be colder out there, that's for sure. Valentine's Day, we're starting to warm things up just a little bit. Upper 40s, 20% chance of a spotty shower. That warming trend takes us over into the weekend. Saturday's going to be, I hate to say it, relatively mild at 55 degrees, but there's going to be a chance of some scattered showers. We really cool down going into Sunday in the River Valley. Our forecast looks like this. I had a weather impact alert in effect for the River Valley on Wednesday last night, but as I've reviewed the latest data, temperatures coming in a degree or 2 warmer, so I've had enough confidence to go ahead and remove that. Love when we get to do that, right? That doesn't happen often. 40% chance of rain tomorrow, primarily in the first half of the day. Wednesday will begin pretty wet. Rain very well could continue into the majority of your Wednesday afternoon, with some warmer weather finally Friday and Saturday. So all in all, look, this was always going to be a marginal event. We are still relatively marginal. I don't feel too confident. I'm watching those thermometers really closely. But the fact is, this could have gone a very different direction if they were to come in even a degree or two colder. So we're still right on that edge when it comes to overnight temperatures, but I think we're doing a decent enough job right now where, yeah, there'll be a few localized issues out there tomorrow morning. Benton, eastern Benton really, higher elevations, Carroll, Madison, probably going to be about it.